It was almost as bad as your Hokage comment earlier.
Oh god, that hurt.
Is he one of the best Hokages?
In the clan?
In the clan? Welcome back to 4 Geeks by Geeks, a place where geeks can come to geek out. As always, I'm PK.
And I'm Boruto! And I'm Michael.
Tell me doing posts. That's fine, whatever. Anyways,
I got hyped.
If you've been with us throughout the week, then you know we've been talking about Naruto and just what it means to us. And we played a fun little game. You should definitely go check that out. It was Jutsu or Japanese Candy.
I won.
Bowser did surprisingly well for a guy who's never watched Naruto. I think that actually played to his advantage. But today, to wrap up the whole Naruto week, we want to talk about the future of Naruto, because there is a lot going on with that, both in like the actual canon of Naruto, what happened, and also like the writer and illustrator have gone on to do a new show.
Yeah.
And I'd like, and
Looks so good.
it does. I read the first chapter. So, but we will talk more about that. So we're gonna leave it to you first, because I think it's funny that you don't know anything.
No context.
No context.
So if you've watched any of the other 2 episodes this week, I have very little relationship with Naruto, and the most I know is just from like what these guys have told me, and what I've gained from like pop culture and like Comic-Con.
An 18-minute video.
And an 18-minute video today. But I know that Boruto is coming out with a new show. Like that's the next step in the Naruto saga. Yeah?
It's out, yeah.
Okay, it's out now, and I hope you're watching because it's super good. I have no idea what it's about, which makes for really great content. So someone please take over.
I'm so sorry. I wanted to see how you dig yourself out, and you just kept like
a minute.
It was almost as bad as your Hokage comment earlier.
Oh god, that hurt.
Is he one of the best Hokages?
In the clan?
In the clan?
You can't even say in the clan. That just sounds so bad with no context.
So sorry. All of you who like immediately signed off, if you came back,
Please come back. He didn't mean it. He
I'm
didn't
sorry.
know. Okay. So I'm gonna go and just school you in this, so you're caught up. So
Okay.
I think the video might have been a bit older. So Boruto is Naruto and Hinata's son, and he is teamed up with Sarada, who is Sasuke and Sakura's daughter,
Okay.
and Mitsuki, who is a creation of Orochimaru's.
Okay.
Because you know all those people.
Totally.
It's fine. So this is just for, I guess.
I recognize like Sasuke and Naruto,
Sakura.
Sakura.
I'm sorry. Your video called her useless?
I watched a video today.
No, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying that
her
was what
most
she called
useful
her.
thing was having a child, which was really bad. No, that's not true. She also did.
She healed,
And
like,
all the ladies just signed off. Thanks. Sorry.
No,
on
it's
behalf
because
of the channel.
Tsunade, Hinata, Tamari. Tamari is probably the most boss woman in the...
Lady Tsunade.
I put Tsunade up there, but I mean, my girl from the Sand Village really got going, and
with her giant fan.
she ends up marrying my favorite Naruto character, Shikamaru.
The man.
Shikamaru is highly intelligent, very lazy, and
Sarcastic.
uses shadows to like control people.
Sounds like your spirit animal.
He's such a drag.
I absolutely love. I've always loved Shikamaru.
I relate to Joji.
But he didn't, and it took him a really long time to like get a driving force and a passion. So there's a lot to it. And then, of course, his master dies in Naruto Shippuden. So again, very hard for me to watch, especially since I connected with it.
Just everybody dies.
Oh
it's like Les Mis, but like animated.
If you haven't watched, again, big spoilers this entire week, but
everybody
there's a moment where Kakashi dies. Oh my god, that messed me up.
That hurt so bad.
That hurted so much.
That hurt so bad.
I'm sure you're feeling a lot of feels. So what is happening in the...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Naruto's moving
future, not
forward.
Well, so Boruto moved on. So the writer gave over the rights to two new people, and he monitors it.
Mm-hmm.
But the manga is a monthly thing, and the show is actually, because it's monthly, the show has to lag behind quite a bit. So there's been a lot of canon filler. So it's filler, but it's all true. It's all canon, and it'll appear in the manga. But because of that, Boruto's losing its traction.
Mm-hmm.
The manga's doing great, but the anime is so far
behind
because they don't have enough content that it's starting to
lose
Because
people.
2 months ago at like C2E2, everything was Boruto. Like they were trying to really pump it up.
Yeah, and the show it's picking up. It's getting better.
Yeah.
But it has its moments, and it's where Naruto, if you look at the exact same amount of episodes from Naruto to Boruto or Shippuden to Boruto, they are so far behind where they should be.
Right.
So this story is really not heavily based on like fighting. It's more about like story development, and so it's doing things a little differently.
sure.
They're not doing it in the same style, but it's still good. I really do like it,
yeah.
and they're lucky because they have the pull of I want to know what happened to all my favorite characters now that they're adults.
Right.
And they are playing into that a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
It's good marketing.
It's great
Smart.
marketing, but now they need to let Boruto be Boruto, and they need to stop leaning so much on Naruto, Sasuke,
right? All the older people.
Kiba. Like we can't keep leaning into them. I think it'll do well once Boruto finally
catches up.
But as of right now, like I said, things like My Hero and Black Clover are actually dragging it by the collar, just trying
for
to.
Sure.
It's like.
What do you mean by that? Dragging it by the
So
collar?
they all kind of come out together. They're like an anime, like they're the animes that are big right now, and where Bleach. I would say the Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto were the original big trio. Boruto, My Hero, and Black Clover were kind of expected to be the new trio, and there's actually a drawing of like Naruto like passing the reins off to Deku. It's really cool. It appeared in
You're not gonna
Shonen.
include Dragon Ball Z in one of the big three?
Huh?
You're not gonna include Dragon
They
Ball
weren't
Z?
from the same era. That's why.
Yeah, Dragon Ball was earlier, right?
Dragon Ball was before all of that.
Say Dragon Ball Z, and then the one we don't talk about.
GT. Well, Dragon Ball Super is amazing.
Yeah, no, that's
but
different.
They exist in their own world, so they don't. But like the big three of anime were always One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto in that respect.
I can
and
at
then
least respect those two.
it passed on to the three that I mentioned, but where I feel like Bleach was being dragged by Naruto and One Piece, it now feels like the roles kind of swapped, and now Boruto's being dragged along by those two shows. And they're lucky. I think they're airing around the same time, and it's helping them.
I really need to look into Black Clover then.
Black Clover is very good. As much as I want to talk about Naruto and Boruto, Black Clover, if you are looking for a new anime, 10 for 10 do watch. It's a very good like fighting anime. There's magic, there's sword fighting, there's everything. It's
If you
super
do
good.
watch it, let us know in the comments. Let us know what you think.
I love
Convince
Black
me.
Clover.
I need a little convinced to start it up.
It's super good. It's about this kid who has literally zero magic ability in a world full of magic. But unlike Deku,
So literally,
unlike Deku, he never gets magic ability. He is literally, his body never gets magic, but he does get a sword that drains magic. So because of his unique ability, so it's not where he's been given the gift of superpowers.
He's
basically
away
saying,
from others.
where everybody else would see me as a negative because I have no magic powers, I'm making my own path.
Does he like collect magic powers like
Nope.
in Hero?
No.
When
So he has no ability to get. His body cannot contain
So
magic.
what does he do with the magic?
Gotta watch it.
It's like
He has no magic. He literally, there is nothing.
we're getting seriously off track.
I imagine it's like the Green Mile.
But I mean, that's kind
and
of
like the bugs fly out of his mouth.
Oh,
But here's the thing: if it wasn't for Naruto, we couldn't even be having this conversation.
why is that? What do you mean by that? Expand.
So okay, if you're talking like so one of the reasons supposedly that Toonami kind of fell off and wasn't a thing for a long time until now is because each show relies heavily on the fan base from the show before. Hence why Naruto would be on at like 9:30 when I was a kid, and then they'd be like, "You'll stay for Bo 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 because that's not one of our top sellers." And then after Bo 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 Bo, we'll put on One Piece, which has been one of the oldest classics in the book.
Right.
So like without shows having that commercial success like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, all of those, they wouldn't have enough money to fund to put them on the air.
Okay.
Which is like one of the reasons why Toonami was like, we gotta go, we're going bankrupt. So like,
Because there's a big gap. There's a lull of, where are we supposed to put all of these? Like there are no
so many.
And then all of a sudden, My Hero comes out, and then Black Clover followed closely behind, and now Boruto's coming out, and so like all of these big shows are starting to like
fight for the number one like.
Well, and there's other ones that are really starting to sneak up. Like, there's a new one called Demon Slayer. I absolutely love it.
I've heard so much about that show.
I preached that one. I started reading it, and then all of a sudden it became an anime, and I was like, this is the best moment. The art style is beautiful.
Yeah.
But things like that wouldn't get a chance if it wasn't for Naruto and One Piece and Bleach paving this giant path.
And creating, like, the massive audience that really enjoys that kind of thing.
Right. They created an audience that exists over here, you know?
Right. There's lots of times that maybe I haven't watched a lot of these, almost because they're, like, so, I don't know, not mainstream. I sound like a hipster. I don't really look for, like, the most obscure anime, but I'm like, well, Naruto, that I'm like years behind. I'm not going to start it.
There's 700 episodes. There's
I
tons of
scroll
episodes.
through and I look through. I'm like, okay, I need a new anime, and it's really because previous animes like Bleach and Inuyasha have like made the path.
And you always got to start off. Most people start off with one of the basic ones like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, Bleach.
Yeah.
But like you always got to start somewhere, and then you figure out like, what do I like? Do I like a fighting anime where a lot of it's just like clashing, or do I like?
Do you like shonens, or do you like slice of life? There's like
or mecha,
or you could just like
my first was Gurren Lagann. What was your first?
What was your first relationship with Naruto?
but like, you know, everybody's got their first relationship with anime. But the cool thing is, like Carlos and I were talking about when you were so absent, was his biggest memory was Channel 3. Do you remember that in video game? Like,
oh my
god!
That's when you put all your video games on,
right?
Before HDMI and input.
You had to have the 3
Channel
cords, the red, yellow, white.
Yeah. And I mentioned that while we have a Channel 3, and like some of our younger viewers might not know it, they'll eventually have their own Channel 3.
Yeah.
We have Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. Eventually, the younger generation that loves anime is going to have My Hero, Black Clover, and Boruto. And it's going to keep going, and it's so beautiful that
you get to witness that.
You get to witness, but like where there was a small collective of us that grew on those 3, there's a bigger collective growing off of this one. And then I think that tree is just going to keep growing and growing. And we have Naruto to thank for that. I do. I agree. I believe that. And
Shout
now
out to Naruto for allowing us to pass on the torch.
And
you a real one.
Now he's come back to pick it up again, which I'm actually super excited
I'll
about.
let you finish, but let me have that.
Well, Heatley made mention he had written did an interview, and he said, Naruto is my golden egg, and I want to find a way to do it again, but I don't want to keep up with like Boruto is somebody else's now.
You can't beat a dead horse.
And he was. I don't think it's just that. It's just it's not his. Like, he's given up the reins of it, essentially. So he has come up with, I think it's called Samurai 8.
It looked from the trailer,
I know
we
we're talking about this.
Yeah, it's a manga right now. Samurai 8, the manga. So
I wonder if there's going to be any
picture.
Easter eggs.
Yeah, they did a drawing. It was really, really cool. And like, if you look on his forehead, you can kind of see like resemblance of his art style, because it's the original artist as well.
Masashi Kishimoto.
So
that's cool.
The coolest thing about this is that there's only like 8 samurais, I believe, in existence, and they're cyborgs. And inside of the cyborgs are these keys. And this kid was sickly, and he wasn't good, and he sacrificed himself. Read it for yourself. I'll try to leave a link to the viz. It's free right now to read the first chapter.
Hurry.
It's super good. But
like the video while you're down
he
there.
basically took absolutely everything that people loved about Naruto, like the Mangekyo Sharingan and all that, like those big like transformations and like having the summons. He took all of those, and he took all those pieces, and he's created this beautiful sci-fi meets samurai.
So it's kind of like taking the pieces from like chess and playing checkers. It's the same components, just a different game.
Kind of. I think is more like he knew what worked.
I don't know enough about
either any.
But yes. Mm-hmm.
Basically, he's taking all of his best components from his golden egg
and throwing it into a new story, new characters. So it's not like he's beating a dead horse, but he's still keeping everything that we like.
Well, he knew what he did well, but he doesn't want to do the exact same storyline or anything like that. So he did a whole new storyline, but he's keeping those essence of the things that people loved about Naruto, and it looks absolutely clean.
Nasty.
So if you like the shonen style, definitely pick up Samurai 8. It's brand new. It's only got 1 chapter out right now. Demon Slayer is going big with their anime. Definitely watch that if you like beautiful, breathtaking art style. That's the way to go.
Is that just in a manga, or is that
that's anime now.
too?
So
Demon Slayer. Okay.
Demon Slayer. It's only got 5 episodes.
That's not what I'd expect to be the beautiful one when you hear a name like Demon Slayer.
So,
but...
a little off topic, but Demon Slayer has it's about a corp of people who they use samurai swords to fight demons. Only these swords can fight them. His sister gets turned into a demon. He's trying to find a way to turn her back into a human.
Of course.
But their fighting styles are based off elements.
Sisters, am I right?
Yeah.
The fights are based off elements, and they use this beautiful like Japanese style fight. Like so, like the water rushes off the blades, and it's like.
Oh, I'm
I
just
can picture
imagining. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's
Picture
absolutely
it.
breathtaking.
beautiful.
You know what I noticed
And
about
they're
Masashi?
fire, lightning.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Masashi Kishimoto has a thing for like yellow/orange hair
Yeah.
main characters. Because this new guy,
He's reminiscent of Naruto.
Yeah, like, and the nice thing is that when you actually read the anime, obviously it's in black and white, but like the pictures they post online, half of them you can't tell if their hair is orange or yellow.
Why aren't any manga in color?
Too expensive.
They get color photos. Like they'll get color, like you can color cover pages and you can get like a color front page, but they come in a big magazine.
Yeah.
So it's expensive to print. In
Like
all color.
I've read them. I'm just like,
if you go
I wish
back,
you run color.
here's an example for Dragon Ball. I don't know if it's Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball. It might be both. If you go and you buy the regular one where it's just one volume, it's like you get 3 color pictures and then the rest are black and white. But if you go back and you pay like the super expensive for like the whole first 5 to 10 or the whole series in one book, all of them are in color. But then the cool thing is, it's almost kind of cool because the different colored pages, they'd color the hair different. So like this character Bulma, she would have blue hair because that's what was canon in the TV show.
Yeah.
But then on another page, she'd be like a redhead.
Confusing.
And there's no real like, I mean, it had nothing to do. It didn't change anything in the story. But I was like, it kind of had that.
You're not Bulma.
It almost made you feel like when you're in one of those fighter games for it, and you could have the alternate skins for your character.
Oh yeah.
That's what it was.
Well,
made
and,
me think of.
and Bleach and Naruto did a really good job of like when they get and One Piece when you get like the cover art and they do the full color, they do like alternate skins. They do alternate like there's one where they're like gangsters. There's one where they're like it's just really cool. Like it's just the artist gets to go out and do what they want to do with their characters.
Sorry, that was a side question. I'm just curious.
No,
If you knew.
You know what my favorite thing about
It's
reading
expensive.
Naruto, when I actually read Naruto, was because it's not like how Americans read one way. They do the opposite.
Right.
My favorite part is that they knew that it was so big in America that they were going to have to put a warning in there. But instead of a normal just warning, it was a picture of Naruto hanging by like, I want to say it was hanging on the edge of the first page with like a little rope tied around his foot. And he's like, "You're reading the wrong way!" And I'd never not read it like that in his voice, ever.
That's awesome.
And it's super cool. But and then to continue on your question, they have to put these out weekly. So manga artists have to actually go out every week. They have to submit them to the publisher, and
Like
they
a
have like a
newspaper.
team.
Yeah.
So
That's why the paper feels almost like.
yeah. So they have to. So you can get the actual like novel, like but they get that weekly magazine full of them. So they basically have to draw their 12, 20 pages, and they have artists, and they have the writers, and they put it all together, and they submit it. And they have to do all of that together. So it's an intensive process. There's actually...
Talk about teamwork. That's going to be stressful.
Right.
There's,
Publishing anything is stressful.
Right.
There's an anime that talks... and it's kind of like an autobiography, like anime story, like about the people who wrote Death Note.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like their story. They're the ones that wrote this anime, and it's kind of their story, but like
the writer's story,
fairy tale.
That's cool.
It's really good, but it shows you like the stresses of doing that,
and that's gnarly.
And like sometimes like there'll be a thing where they say they're not gonna have a chapter this week because they've fallen ill, because they're meeting these extreme deadlines that are very hard to keep up with.
Wow.
Because the second you stop, you got to put out the next one.
Yeah.
And their only breaks are like Golden Week and stuff like that. So.
Wow.
I never even thought, like, obviously I knew that someone had to sit down and write and, like, draw, but, like, I always, as a kid, I never really took into account, like, how much work and the crazy quick deadlines they had.
Well, and we're so used to, like, cartoons and stuff like that where they put out seasons. They don't get seasons. We're writing a chapter every single week, and we're not taking breaks except for holidays. So, like, there'll be, like, 4 weeks out of the entire year where we won't get chapters.
And even then...
Unless they get sick.
Right, even then... for most holidays, I'm sure that they have to like work ahead of time to make up for it, or
some of them like to catch up, but most of them are proficient. And you can hire assistants, like people who stencil out like all the plates. So it's really cool. There's a lot to it. That's really off topic, and I apologize, but
well, this episode was a great catch-all just of a lot of things we've been touching on this week about Naruto, the future storyline of Naruto. So if you've been paying attention to Boruto or Black Clover or what was the third one?
My Hero?
I want to hear what they think about Boruto.
Oh, Samurai 8.
Samurai 8, yeah. Go ahead and
Slayer.
just let us know in the comments. We're just really curious on where the community's at kind of with these things. So
and what do you think the next big anime is going to be? Like, what's going to be the next Naruto? What's going to be the next One Piece? Because
Which of the big contenders is going to be the lucky one? Also,
is there one like a black horse that's kind of in the background that nobody sees?
I think Demon Slayer could actually take it. I'm going to be super honest. Like, I think that My Hero is great. Attack on Titan is still doing well, and their whole story is about to get really intense here. But I think Demon Slayer, just because I've read all of it up to what it's at now, it has a really big chance to be like the new #1 anime. It's beautifully animated as long as they keep the animation. The story that they have is well fleshed out. It moves very swiftly. They've got a chance.
Watch. Like, we're gonna, years down the road, we're gonna go back to this episode and it's gonna, like, be canceled after the first season or something like that.
I think it's either gonna be that or Juju Kaisen, I think is what it's called. It doesn't have an anime yet, but it's super good. We'll talk more later off air.
It's really underground. You wouldn't know about it.
No, that's not it. It was, you read those things. I am an anime weeb, so it's fine. Anyways, I've absolutely enjoyed this. We haven't done an anime episode in a really long time.
I know.
I want to do more anime
for a long time. We need anime.
Yeah, if you have an anime you want to hear about, I'm sure I know a little bit about it. I'm sure he can get about it after another 18-minute video. So just leave the comment down below of what anime you want to hear more about, and we would love to get to that. But until then, as always, I'm PK.
I'm Bozer.
And I'm Michael.
And you keep geeking out. Wow.